Right now, as you're watching this, there are creatures moving through Earth's oceans that are more alien than anything we've found in space. And here's the mind-blowing part: we've spent more money exploring Mars than we have exploring the deep ocean that covers 70% of our own planet. Think about this for a second. We know more about the surface of the Moon than we do about the deepest parts of our oceans. We've mapped every crater on Mars in stunning detail, but 95% of Earth's ocean remains completely unexplored. That's not a typo, 95%. But wait, it gets even more shocking. In 2025, scientists announced they had discovered 866 new marine species in just 16 months. 866. That's more than 2 new species discovered every single day. And that's just from exploring tiny patches of ocean floor. So what's down there that we're missing? Let me paint you a picture that will change how you think about exploration forever. Just this year, researchers found entire ecosystems living beneath the ocean floor, places where scientists thought only microbes could survive. They discovered giant tube worms, snails, and complex life forms thriving in conditions we thought were impossible for life. We're talking about discovering alien worlds right here on Earth. Here's what really blows my mind. NASA's budget for Mars exploration? Over $3 billion. The entire global budget for ocean exploration? Less than half of that. We're literally ignoring the largest living space on our planet for the red rocks of a dead world. But here's where it gets truly wild. Every single expedition to the deep ocean reveals creatures that seem ripped from science fiction. In 2024 alone, explorers found over 100 new species off the coast of Chile, including alien-looking lobsters, glass sponges, and creatures so bizarre they're rewriting biology textbooks. Picture this. Vampire squid that can turn themselves inside out, blobfish that look like melted aliens, and in the deepest trenches, creatures that have never seen sunlight and exist under pressure that would crush a human instantly. These aren't just random sea creatures, they're evolutionary masterpieces that have been perfecting survival for millions of years. And we're just scratching the surface. Literally. The ocean is over 36,000 feet deep in some places. That's like stacking 7 Mount Everests on top of each other. We've explored about as much of that vertical space as a bird flying over a skyscraper has explored the building below. Here's the kicker: every time we do venture into the deep, we find something that changes everything we thought we knew. In 2024, scientists discovered that the deep ocean produces more oxygen than the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon, the place we call the lungs of the Earth, is actually being outperformed by microscopic organisms in the deep sea that we barely understand. But here's what keeps me up at night. We're destroying these unknown worlds before we even discover them. Deep-sea mining is about to begin in areas where we haven't even cataloged what lives there. It's like demolishing a library before reading the books. The technology to explore the deep ocean exists right now. We have submersibles that can dive to the deepest trenches, robots that can map the ocean floor, and sensors that can detect life in the most extreme conditions. So why aren't we using them? Money, politics, and frankly, a complete lack of imagination about what's down there. But here's the most incredible part: the deep ocean holds answers to questions we're just beginning to ask. How did life begin? How do organisms survive in extreme environments? What medical breakthroughs are waiting in the biochemistry of deep-sea creatures? The organisms living in the deep ocean have evolved solutions to problems we didn't even know existed. They've created biological technologies that could revolutionize medicine, engineering, and energy production. But we'll never know what we're missing if we don't go look. And time is running out. Climate change is altering ocean chemistry faster than we can document what's already there. We're in a race against time to discover and protect ecosystems that took millions of years to evolve. So here's my challenge to you. The next time someone talks about the final frontier being space, remind them that we live on a planet where 95% of the most fascinating, alien, and potentially life-changing discoveries are waiting right beneath the waves. The greatest exploration story of our time isn't happening on Mars, it's happening in the abyss, and we're barely paying attention. The ocean isn't just water. It's the largest museum of undiscovered life on Earth, and we're walking past it every single day. The question isn't whether there are more incredible discoveries waiting in the deep. It's whether we'll find them before they're gone forever. What do you think is waiting down there in that unexplored 95%? Because I guarantee you, it's stranger and more wonderful than anything we've imagined. And here's something that will absolutely blow your mind: the deep ocean is actively creating new land. Right now, as you're watching this, underwater volcanoes are erupting on the ocean floor, building mountains taller than anything on the surface. The mid-ocean ridge system is the longest mountain range on Earth, stretching over 40,000 miles, yet most people have never even heard of it. But it gets even more insane. Scientists recently discovered that there are rivers flowing on the ocean floor. Not metaphorical rivers, actual rivers of super-dense, super salty water flowing through underwater canyons for thousands of miles. These underwater rivers are so large they dwarf the Amazon River, yet they're completely invisible from the surface. Here's another mind-bender that changes everything. In 2024, researchers found that whales are actually farming the ocean. Yes, you heard that right, farming. Their migrations create nutrient highways that fertilize vast areas of the ocean, supporting entire ecosystems. These gentle giants are literally gardening the sea on a scale we never imagined. And speaking of scale, let me put this in perspective. The Pacific Ocean alone contains more water than all the rivers, lakes, and groundwater on Earth combined. It's so vast that if you were to drain it completely, the empty basin would be deep enough to bury the entire continental United States under 2 miles of water. But here's what really keeps scientists awake at night. Every time we lower a camera into unexplored waters, we find evidence of intelligence. Not human intelligence, something else entirely. Octopi building cities, dolphins using tools in ways that rival primates, and communication systems so complex we're only beginning to decode them. The most haunting part: we're finding shipwrecks from civilizations we don't even recognize. Ancient vessels made from materials we can't identify, carrying cargo that defies explanation. These aren't just historical artifacts, they're evidence that our understanding of human history might be fundamentally incomplete. So the next time you look at the ocean, remember you're not just looking at water. You're looking at the largest, most mysterious, most life-rich frontier that has ever existed. And we're ignoring it for the empty void of space. But here's where it gets absolutely terrifying. The deep ocean is moving. Not just the water, the entire ocean floor is shifting, revealing and hiding secrets on a geological timescale that makes human civilization look like a single heartbeat. Massive underwater landslides larger than entire countries happen regularly, burying and exposing new areas filled with undiscovered life. And get this, the ocean has weather. Not just storms on the surface, but actual weather systems deep underwater. There are underwater hurricanes, massive whirlpools that spin for decades, and temperature fronts that move like atmospheric weather systems, but carry nutrients and life across entire ocean basins. We're talking about a three-dimensional weather system that's been operating for millions of years, and we're just now beginning to understand it. Here's something that will change how you think about sound forever. The ocean is incredibly noisy. Right now, thousands of miles away, there are sounds traveling through the water that started their journey decades ago. Whale songs from the 1960s are still echoing through the deep ocean trenches. The ocean is like a massive acoustic library, storing sounds from across the planet and across time. But perhaps the most mind-blowing discovery is this: the ocean is alive in ways we never imagined. Scientists have found that the entire ocean acts like a single, massive organism. Ocean currents don't just move water, they move life, nutrients, and even genetic material around the planet. The Pacific Ocean can sneeze, and marine life in the Atlantic Ocean will respond. And here's the kicker that changes everything: the ocean is getting smarter. Not literally, but the complexity of marine ecosystems is increasing. Climate change isn't just destroying ocean life, it's also creating new evolutionary pressures that are driving rapid adaptation. We're witnessing evolution in real time, and most of it is happening in the 95% of the ocean we haven't explored. The most incredible part? Every single fact I've shared with you represents less than 1% of what we actually know about the ocean. And what we know represents less than 5% of what's actually out there. Do the math, we're talking about mysteries within mysteries, discoveries that will rewrite science textbooks, and potentially answers to questions we haven't even thought to ask yet. The ocean isn't just unexplored, it's actively revealing new secrets faster than we can process them. And the race is on to discover these secrets before climate change and human activity alter them forever. The question isn't whether the ocean holds the keys to understanding life, evolution, and our planet's future. The question is whether we'll be smart enough to unlock those secrets before it's too late. If this completely changed how you think about ocean exploration, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you think is the most shocking discovery waiting in the deep ocean. Because trust me, we've only just begun to scratch the surface of the most incredible frontier on Earth. And next week, I'm going to show you the terrifying creatures that live in the deepest parts of the ocean, creatures so alien that they're helping scientists understand what life might look like on other planets. You won't want to miss it.